Hello, fellow survivors. Let me ask you a simple question. What is a survival game? It does seem pretty straightforward. There's lots of survival games out there. The Long Dark, Green Hell, Stranded Deep, to name a few. And they all have similar things in common, like meters for hydration and food and that sort of thing. But what exactly is a survival game? What if you don't have all those mechanics? They vary from game to game how they work. What if a game only had some of those mechanics? Like, for example, Escape from Tarkov. You can die from dehydration in that game, but I think a lot of people wouldn't say it's a survival game, but it does have survival elements to it. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what we call it, because what matters is you can treat these games like survival games. And in this video, I'm going to do an interesting case of this, which is PUBG, formerly known as PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. This game is a battle royale game. However, it's a survivor battle royale game, not because you have meters you need to fill, but because you need to be the last person or last team surviving. And in this particular video, I'm going to show you how you can treat PUBG as a survival game and actually place quite high in the rankings by doing so. Now, you can watch this video if you have never played PUBG, because throughout the game I'm going to explain everything I'm doing all the time. But suffice it to say, let me give you a brief introduction before we start. The gist of it is that in PUBG there is a large map, and at some point a circle is drawn on the map, and you have to get into that circle to escape a toxic gas that we just call the blue. And over time this blue deals damage to you and it will kill you, and it forces players to interact with each other until eventually a fight breaks out. And that's pretty much the gist of it. In the game, there are no meters except for your health and a boost meter, which gives some passive healing and some sprinting bonus, and that's it really much. And most people treat this as a shooting game, a battle royale shooting game, and they crave the action. However, I'm going to treat it as a survival game. I do it the slow-paced way, where I do things slow and just stay out and survive in the storm. When I play this game with my friends, usually we resort to just all sorts of chaotic things happening, like this.
Den!
Nej men Petter. Hej, kom back här.
Det är en bil det här.
Back här! Helvete! Okej. Ah!
Det är egen bil.
Svar du är ikke foran han!
Nej, noll.
Stakkar fan! Det var shit!
Han då! Han då!
Oj! Där är vi!
Nej!
However, when I play the game by myself, I actually treat this game like a survival game, and I play it very slow and very patiently, and I strangely find this therapeutic. I'll explain all details of how this works in the video run that I'm going to show you, but the gist of it is like this. Instead of going for weapons and all sorts of stuff to fight the enemy, what I go for is just healing stuff. You know that blue zone I mentioned that slowly kills you? Well, I just live in it. Think of it as a blizzard. I'm just going to live in this blizzard, this blue zone, and survive while everyone else is fighting. And slowly but surely, the number of enemies is dwindling. They're all fighting to get into the circle. They're shooting each other. And I'm just out here camping, healing in the blue, until slowly but surely there's only a few people left. And that's how you treat this game, like a survival game. In this video, I'm going to show you this process in an example game I recorded. And I'm going to do this on normal so you can see the process in its entirety on a more casual mode. However, I have done this on ranked as well, which is much harder. And especially because you are one person against teams of 4. So you have a massive disadvantage. But it does work. You can actually rank up. I was able to reach diamond rank by doing this by myself, and it works just fine. However, with this video, we're going to do a squad game in a normal mode where I play by myself against teams of 4, and I'll show you everything from start to finish, the thought process, and how basically I treat PUBG like a survival game. And in the end of the day, that's what this is. Whoever survives the longest wins. Let's get to it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is the standard mode. So we got ranked and standard or normal, and normal is much more forgiving. in the sense that it's not as punishing to do the survival tactic, and I think this will be a better introduction. We're going to hop into this first. We're going to do squads. So this is solo. Do you play solo? This is duos. This is squads of 4. And this is also squads of 4, except you don't have teammates. So it's you against squads of 4. That's what that means. And there's certain upsides to that. If you play solo, for example, it's you versus 99 other players, but they could be anywhere, right? So you could see some players shooting in the distance, and then suddenly someone's hiding in the bushes. However, against squads, the squads are a lot more loud because they're more visible, because there are more people, and they tend to shoot to keep people away or engage more in fights. So it's easy to be stealthy with squads because they're more visible. So we're going to do this as a kind of like tutorial, do normal first. So let's hop in, and I'm going to explain how this is done, and basically show you this survival mechanic as such. And it's going to be there's a little bit of randomness to it. I'm not going to win, just so you know. It's very unlikely I'm going to win, because it rarely happens. It does happen, I win, but usually not. But you tend to aim for like top 5, and top 2 is not uncommon, but very often when it is top 2 or top 3, then it's you against like 3 or 4 people. It usually doesn't happen. But yeah, we're going to hop into a game now. And there are some differences between this normal mode and the ranked mode, but we'll get to that when we're in the ranked mode. But now I'm going to focus on how this game works for those of you who are not familiar with the game, and explain the gist of this survival mechanic that I'm using. So this here is Erangel. This is the biggest, oh, not the biggest, the oldest map in the game. It's the map that most players would know because it's so old. And it's a huge map. It's 8 by 8, so it's 64 square kilometers. But the survival will always be on land, so it's not in effect that big. And the thing is, you spawn with nothing. You have no weapons, nothing. You only have your clothing. And in fact, we can change our clothing to be more tactical if we want to, which is usually what I do to be more efficient. So this is kind of like a general camo type of gear, I guess. And you have to loot everything. You have to jump into buildings like these. Right now there's no loot in it, but you have to land somewhere where there is buildings to find loot, and there's some randomness involved in that. And then you got to find the best loot you can and survive until you're the last person standing, or in this case, the last squad standing. This line here, this stippled line, is the flight path. So the flight will go across this part of the map, and people will jump out and they'll land places to loot. So they'll jump like here in this town, they'll jump here in Gatka, they'll jump here on this military island and start looting. And a lot of people die early on because they do hot drops. They hop in with other teams and basically try and wipe them out, so to speak. There'll be a circle at some point. I can't draw a circle, but I can draw a square. Somewhere along this flight path, there will be a circle created that touches it. So it could be, for example, something like this. Pretend this is a circle, right? And that will indicate where the safe zone is going to be, effectively. I'll explain that in a minute as well. It will always touch the flight path, but it could be something like, say, like this, where it barely touches us. Or it could be something like right in the middle of it. We don't really know. But the circle is not going to be, say, up here because it's too far away. So we know there's going to be in the southwestern area somewhere. Now you can see the bottom left, there's lots of white dots, and that's the diminishing. That's because people are jumping out of the plane and finding somewhere to land. And they're just trying to find a good location to go for. I'm going to be the last person in the plane, and I'm going to go all the way down here. So this part here, where there's a lighthouse and some houses, people rarely go there. Very, very rarely. I usually prefer going up north here to Sarki, but it's so far away from the circle it's going to be. So I'm going to go here to these houses. It's unlikely that there's a team there, and if there is, I do have an escape route for it. I have to keep an eye out though. Okay, there is a team here. There's actually a whole team here. That's a little bit unfortunate. So there's one guy there and 2 guys there, and there is also a car there. So the team is landing here. That's unusual, but that's just what it is. But what we're going to do in that case is we're going to take this boat and go somewhere else. I'm going to have to be quick before they catch on that I'm here. I mean, if they've been looking out properly, they know that I'm here. So they should know that I am here. But we're going to just leave, because I'm not going to win a fight against 3 people, and I don't want to have a fight I win anyway. Let's find somewhere I can go, and then we'll go from there. I could go to these houses over here, for example. A little bit risky, though, in case they come for me. Unlikely, I guess, but you never know. There's also the island, but we don't really know where we're going to go on the island. I'm going to try and go to these houses over here. A little bit risky, because it's not that far from where they are, but I'm going to risk it. I need some loot of some variety or other. We're going to put the boat over here. And then once I'm inside a house, I'll explain what's going on and what the plan is here. We can stop the boat over here. Like here, for example. Reverse a little bit so it's easy to get out. We're going to jump out and then go into these houses. Alright, so a little bit too close for comfort that a random team decided to jump there. Now you can see on the map there's a circle. It's a large circle. This is the safe zone. And at the bottom right there's a timer. 2, 23, 22 and so on. That says phase 1. In just over 2 minutes there's going to be blue gas. Let's call it gas. It starts moving into the world. And it takes about 5 minutes the first time to reach this safe zone. And when that timer is up, basically everywhere except this safe zone is deadly. As in, you start taking damage from the blue gas. So you don't want to be in the blue zone, because it basically deals damage to you and eventually you just die. And that's what the teams are going to do now. They're going to start looting up, getting the best weapons they can and so on, until eventually they... I need a backpack. I have to come back in. Until eventually they claim territory in them. But we're not going to do that. We're going to just survive here out in the blue, and I'll explain how. I just need to find a backpack or something, because I can't pick up any loot. It's a bit... Okay, we have this at least. Better than nothing. But I really need a backpack. I can't... Yeah, it's a backpack. Okay, let's go back to where I just was. I don't think this team is going to come from... I mean, they could see me, I suppose, and see that I'm here and could push me. That's possible. It's unlikely, though, but it could happen. What we want are these first aid kits. So let's get some guns here first. Don't worry too much about the attachments and the weapons. They don't really matter that much. Let me just explain what's going on here. Okay, so what we really want are these first aid kits. They heal us. They heal 75% of our health. Painkillers and energy drinks give us some extra healing, some passive healing, and also allows us to heal beyond 75%. Bandages are light healing, but you can use it while moving, which is great. And basically now, you see in a few seconds, the gas is going to start coming in and cover all of this map except for this circle right here. And then when it reaches this circle, if you're out of it, then you start taking damage. Not a lot of damage at first, just a little bit, but you will. And then the circle will shrink, and then will shrink again, and again, and again, until it basically is gone. Based on what the circle is covering, it's very likely that the next circle will end somewhere here. So you have to get to this island. Now, here's the thing. The teams, for example, the teams that landed here with me, they're probably going to loot, get in a car, and then start moving down here and head onto this island. That's what they're going to do. Right, and then people are going to fight for land and territory until basically there's hardly any teams left, and eventually there's just one team left. What I'm going to do instead is, I do want to have weapons in case something happens, but instead of focusing on ammunition and that sort of stuff, what I want to do is get first aid kits to outlive everyone and basically make the blue deadly gas my home. Here comes the blue, as you can see, coming off. It's going to deal damage to you. In the beginning, the damage is negligible. It's very, very small. But for each phase, it gets harder and harder and harder. And that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to live in the blue for as long as I can. Once you get to like phase 5, it becomes difficult to survive in the blue, although it's possible. So you want to push it as long as you can, really. Let's switch to this weapon here. So then I can put this on. I'm not going to worry too much about the mechanics of the weapons and so on. I'll explain it if necessary, but you don't really have to worry about that part. I'm going to pick up everything that helps our survival here, which is... we'll have some ammunition though, but mostly we Okay. There comes someone in a car. And I'm guessing... Oh, they're coming here, okay. They are gonna come here. I have to wait this out then. They know that I've been here. Then I have to wait this out. They might leave, but I don't think so. I had the car. I had them they are here. I had them glide in. You can hear them running. But they don't know where I am. They know I've been here. My only chance is once they get to this door, I jump out and basically kill them. It might just be one guy though. You can hear him running around. Here comes the blue. Especially now if he's going to check these rooms. I have to be quiet. It's unlucky. He is running around. He is probably in this building. Now he's coming in here. Coming in here now. I think it's this one guy. Okay, I got him. Okay, let's take his stuff fast. They might come for me, but I doubt it. Okay. Now I take an energy drink. He kind of looted the area for me, kind of. I don't think there's more of them. I think it's just him. Because I only heard one car. And I heard a bunch of footsteps. There's the car. I want to basically loot now wherever he didn't loot. I don't think he realized I was here. Maybe he did, but he thought I'd left. But I don't know. He's been in here, okay. But yeah, we want basically all of this. I don't think they'll come back because his team has already left. Like I heard the teammates drive away and I don't see why they would come back here. It doesn't really benefit them in any way. I want to see if I can find some more healing while I'm here. It's funny that one of them decided to come here after all, huh? That's funny. I think he actually did loot pretty much everything except the house I was in. Okay, let's just sort some stuff out. I don't think I need any of this stuff, but we can just loot it anyway. I have so much boost here. Okay, so now this circle has shifted, as you can see. Now it's on the island. So I have to start moving there. So let's start moving to the island. I'm going to take this bike I had over here. Get back to my boat rather than my car. Or the car that he took, rather. Because the boat can get me all the way to the island. And I've got a lot of bandages. And I'll explain some more once I'm on here. I wonder if I can bring the bike, actually. I'm not sure if I need to bring the bike, but... we can maybe try. I don't think we can. Yeah, let's leave the bike. Yeah, let's leave the bike. Okay, we're gonna hop back into our boat. And I'm gonna head to this island. So that was unusual that this guy decided to come. He probably wanted some extra loot. And he either didn't pay enough attention and noticed that some doors were open where I had been. Or he just assumed I had left, right? Okay. I'm gonna heal some bandaging. I do some bandaging because now I can, you can do that while moving. If it was still in phase 2, And I barely take any damage from the blue, like at all. But I do take damage. And I want to get into this area, but the problem with it being in an island is that there's a lot less territory, which means that I'm quite likely to have reduced loot. But I'm going to head for these houses here. They're just outside the circle. There won't be people there. And I can loot some more. When you get to like phase 5, you start taking so much damage that you can survive. You can, but you need a lot of first aids. And ideally, I want to have like at least 12 first aid kits, at least. Which I don't have. We'll see. I would stop and loot these places, but I think it'll take too long. Because it was on an island, I don't want to be too far away. Normally I would stay longer out in the blue zone, but because of because it's an island, I don't want to be too far behind, because you don't want to play catch up, basically. Okay, there's people shooting to my right, so there's probably people up on these hills. Yeah, they're right there, I can hear them. I have to be a bit careful here. Phase 3 has gone inland. Yeah, there's is there a boat there? No. I think there are people in the blue. Probably shooting at this ferry. Okay. So I want to get to these houses here. So this early in the game there could be other enemies out here in the blue, but not likely. Maybe one or two. They're probably hunting for basically people like me, stragglers. That's the thing with an island circle. There's a lot more people trying to get in, and therefore it's more fights for territory. Okay, but we aren't in a hurry as such. The next circle isn't that far away. We want to get all the loot we can. I don't really need more energy drinks. It's the only thing I need healing. Let's focus on that. Has some extended mags. What is... Grenades are good, but... Oh, here's one. That's a good one. What can I get rid of? I keep some extension here because I'm looking for a specific weapon. Let's get rid of a couple of smoke grenades. Medkit is a super healing item, basically. Extended mag. I want that. Okay. I don't want to have too many bullets, doesn't really achieve anything. I have okay healing, but I would like more. This is not that much. I would like more. And this is better than that one, and I can put that in there. I guess that's it. Let's check the other building too. Phase 3 is still okay. Don't have to worry too much until phase 5, really. We don't need more bullets. Bandages are good though. We don't need that many bandages, but do what we can. Let's check this. We're here, so we're gonna check it. We can still bandage in phase 3, so we don't have to. Just looking for first aid kits is what I want. First aid kits buy me time. There's one. Let's see. Okay, we can heal up a little bit. But soon I have to use other healing here because there won't be enough. Alright, let's heal and go. So now I take more damage, but I can still out heal it with bandages, but barely. So how far? The next circle's not that far away, but the problem here is that there will be people in these houses because now the circle's getting very small. I want to go somewhere down here, ideally. And I'm going to boost up as far as I can because you run faster the higher booster is. The boost is this yellow line that's above my health. The health is the white line at the bottom. Someone landed right up there. Wow. And as you can see, it's going down because I'm in the blue. And the yellow line is the boost. And you can see it's divided into 4. The top one is like, oh, let's go from the left. The left is like light healing. The middle one is like better healing. The right one of that is sprint bonus. And the small one on the right is like very fast sprint, but it doesn't last very long. So I have very fast sprint, now I have regular sprint. Someone landed near here, but not right here. You can see I still not really taking that much damage, so until we get to phase 5, I really want to avoid using healing kits. I want to just use whatever else I got. 28 people alive, so already getting near the top. You want to reach something like 20 people, really. And a lot of people don't want to play the game like this because it's boring, it's slow, you're just surviving in the blue. And on a normal game, now this is normal mode, yeah, you don't really benefit that much from it, I guess. But on ranked, it does matter, because on ranked, your ranking system is determined by how long you survived and that sort of thing. So there's a lot more to gain from surviving a long time. You can go up in rank by basically surviving till the top 10 with 0 kills. So there's a lot more to it. Panzerfaust. Did I check up here? I'm not sure I did. I think I did. Yeah, we only have 1 minute left of this. Of this phase. Not much time. Okay, we don't need my energy drinks, but we'll use it anyway. Now I want to go down somewhere here where I don't think it's going to be that many people. And here's again the upside of when it's squads. They usually don't bother too much with stealth. So you can guess where people are because they shoot. Well, what if it's solo? That won't be the case. And someone's all the way over there in smoke. You run faster if your weapon is not equipped. When phase 5 hits now, I'm going to take a lot more damage. But that's okay. I basically want to make sure I can go somewhere that's safe. Okay, people are down in those houses. They're not going to look out here in the blue, because why would anyone be there? But if they do see me out here, I am completely dead. Okay, now you see I take a bit more damage. The tick that's eating away at my health is a bit more significant. So there's a bit more to be concerned about. Let's see if we heal here. I think we can get pretty far. There's a guy right there. You see that guy? He got hit. And he is moving. Where is he moving? He's moving over there to hide. I need to get even further away than that, because they'll see me. Okay, let's heal. I'm going to try and get to this greenhouse over here, I think. So I have to hope that they don't see me now. They won't be looking here. But that doesn't mean that I'm safe. If someone spots me because they happen to look in this direction, then I'm just dead. Simple as that. Because my health is so low. As you can see now, I'm at 19 alive. There's a guy on my left, the guy who got hit. I have to be a bit careful. This gunshot's where I want to go, basically. I want to wait until the last possible moment to go, so that people are too busy to relocate to actually notice that I am also relocating. Okay, someone's been here because the door is open. You can see people fighting. Now they're too busy with this to bother with me. And I can run while they're busy. The heck? Oh, someone left the C4 in there, wow. You see they're fighting on, they can see all the muscle fire. Someone's over here also. Someone right there. Right there, there's someone. But they won't expect that I'm just going to sneak up here Unless he saw me just now. You see me? I don't think he did. I think they have seen me. Because they're running around here when they shouldn't really be running around here. This is awkward. Heck. Yeah, I don't know where they went. Did they just literally just run away? I'm not sure. Huh. They were running and looking. I think they maybe thought I was there and then they changed their mind. You get the idea. So it's going to change again. I'm going to try and crawl into it. There's a crate, there's a loot crate, but I can't go for that because it's just too exposed. I mean, also someone's already been there. I have to run. Don't have the health for this. I have to run. I'm just barely in it. There's 7 alive. I'm in the open. But there's nothing I can do about that because I ran out of... I had to run. Now there's 5 alive. And as you can see, I now reached the top. It might be me against a team of 4 or a team of 3. I don't really know. I should run actually. They're busy fighting now. They won't see me here. It might be in this smoke. I don't know. Doesn't really matter at this point. I have 2 grenades. So I'm in the zone now. It's me against probably 3. Or me versus 1v1 or something. Okay, so there's a guy right there. He shot against that guy. Kind of in the middle. I think it's 1v1. There he is right there. He went behind this bush. There he is. If he stops and starts shooting, I got him. Yeah. Okay, smoking. Oh, there's 2 people. Okay, I won. I didn't expect that, but yeah, I won. You get the idea. Alright, so that's how you do it, right? So only really any shooting when you need to. And that's me. See, so I won the game. I didn't expect to win, but I did. I was prone, so I had very little recoil. Because I just played it safe. I just treated the blue zone, the storm, as my home. And then I just waited until the opportune moment to move, when everyone's busy, and then just take my time. And you only really shoot when you have to. Now, normally I don't win. Sometimes I do, but normally I don't. Now, of course, this was normal mode. Ranked mode is a different story, but nevertheless, here you can see this was against squads of 4. So it's me against teams of 4, and I'm just sneaking my way in slowly but surely. And then eventually spring the trap when I have to, basically. Alright, fellow survivors, that was the introduction to how you play PUBG as a survival game. As you can see, it can work out pretty well, where you basically avoid action until the last minute, and sometimes you win. Usually I don't, though, when you play solo against teams of 4, but it does happen, and this was one of those cases. And as you can see, I mostly just played it very casually, just healing, waiting. And a lot of people, I think, find this a very strange, slow and boring way to play it, but I really like it. And at the end of the day, what matters is who survives the longest, and it doesn't matter how you do it. And I really like it. Now, this was on normal mode. I'm happy to make another video on ranked mode. The likelihood that I will win on ranked is very unlikely. It does happen, but usually I place in the top 5 somewhere. Sometimes, though, I get randomly killed and I end up in the top 10. But you can do this and you can rank up and get pretty high rank as long as you're consistent with it. Let me know and I'm happy to do this again. All that being said, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, survivors. Bye bye.